Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 51 of Scion of the Dark House, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Gothic horror podcast. Because it is Gothic horror, we are going to deal with a variety of subject matters that might come up to a line for some people, such as violence, blood, gore, body horror, discussion of abuse and trauma, and all kinds of other things like that. So if there is anything that comes up to a line for you, please take a break. Your support means a lot to us, but so does your mental health. So where we last left off, you guys finished your discussion about Lark's new sister, Panic, and attempted to track her to see where she had flown off to. Finding the trail going cold because she has the ability to fly, you all decided it would be better to just head off to the Queen of Air and Darkness's castle. Heading off in that direction, you found yourself in a small village that had been absorbed into the dark realm called Clover Hill that was populated by rabbit people, one of whom had been brutally and grievously injured by something. Upon investigation, you found that you were unable to heal the poor rabbit girl, and she bled to death. However, through the clever use of the Mirror of the Past, as well as some hints given by the rabbit people, you figured that this was the work of Lark's new sister, Panic. Finding that she had flown off again, you simply set off for the castle. Upon arriving, you were greeted by some strange servants, a hedgehog in armor, a chained rabbit, and a dog-like butler, who all in their own ways led you to the Queen of Air and Darkness herself, who congratulated you on reaching her palace, took the rose and several other gifts, and gave some unsettling information about certain members of the party before returning you to the city of Darkmoor. After having a drink, you all went back to Percy's home, where he found that now he can see his sister's invisible cats. After that alarm, he decided to clean his wound that he had received from Fecker, the Queen of Poxes, and revealed the information about where he got it from to his mother and his sister, maintaining his promise to be more transparent about the things that go on in his life. You all sat down for dinner, finally, only to receive a box from a strange shipping company that nobody had heard of called Ursa Regis. And that is where we had left off, with you all at the table immediately bolting to your feet and demanding that the family take the box outside.
I'm gonna point the bow at it.
Yes, so
just ready to go.
I stand up and start like ushering my family like out of the house and away from the box.
Yeah, at this point there is little protest. They know what stuff you guys deal with. They have seen some of the stuff you guys deal with. They are just simply getting up and out of the way. Wherever you tell them to go, they'll go.
Right. Maybe just down the street a ways. Then we can try to move the box out of the house.
How big is the box?
It is large enough to fit an average-sized bearskin rug, so it's not tiny, but it's pretty big. It takes at least 2 people to move it.
Yeah, I think probably too big for Mage Hand.
Yeah.
I mean, no point not
Oh, wait.
trying.
Rerek has it too, doesn't he?
Mage hands can only lift, I believe it's somewhere between like 5 to 10 pounds
yeah.
each.
10 pounds each.
Yeah.
Oh, so even like if
we will have to carry it, but
yeah.
What if I mold earth, some dirt underneath it, and then kept molding earth?
There is not enough dirt in the house underneath
Are you
of it
trying to earth bend?
I'm trying to earth bend the box out of the house. I'll go out in the yard and get some. I'll just get 5 cubic feet. I'm gonna make the floor dirty as shit.
So you fly outside and pull a wave of dirt that rolls down the back hallway to the box, slides under the box. And where are you taking the box?
Yeah, Lark's gonna be like, so we're taking this outside, right?
Yeah. Just in case it explodes.
Yeah, so he's just gonna start earthbending the box outside.
Back
I'm
out the
sorry.
way that it came, the wave of earth just rolling down the hallway. Back out
Player
into the
me cannot get
backyard.
over the top vibes that you're throwing right now. Like,
Cantrips, son.
Yeah.
We got all of them.
oh my god. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, box is outside. I'm assuming we're following it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Kritzvalds don't exactly have a very large backyard. It does kind of it is rather small. It's probably maybe 15 to 20 feet across, basically the width of the house, and not very far forward before you hit the backyard of the other house that has a stone wall.
You know, we just left home. And he has the gall to cause chaos, not even a full night after we've... Ugh.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're judging the Sealy for causing chaos? Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure. I just wanted to clarify.
All right.
mean-
Well, we're outside.
So can I shoot it now?
Why don't can Lark, can you open it with your magic hand?
Earthbending?
Can I use
stand
Mage
a
Hand?
distance away?
Can I use Mage Hand to pry the lid off?
Yes, it does take a bit. Actually, could you make me? It wouldn't be a strength check. It would be a spell casting modifier check, just as if you were making a strength check, but with your spell casting ability modifier.
Okay. Ooh! That's
All
a
right.
nat 20.
Damn.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
25 if we're going based off my spellcasting ability modifier, 28 if it's a spell attack roll.
Well, it's just the spellcasting ability modifier. So the fingers go under the lid, and one jerk of the mage hand in the box rocks a little bit as you hear the of the nails getting pulled up, and you just do 3 along the front, and boom, the mage hand rips the lid off of the box, and inside is a bearskin rug that is folded in such a way to make it look like the head is resting on the paws like this, and then the rest of the rug is underneath of it, but there seems to be nothing else in the box from where you're standing.
I don't like it.
Percy has like a divine flame in his hand. Like just at the
I'm gonna mage hand
like-
to start picking it up. Like grab it by the scruff of the neck and start lifting the bearskin rug. A bearskin rug can't be more than 10 pounds, can it?
And
It's
Rerek would
probably
have his
close.
Rerek would have his detect magic up right now.
Yeah.
So
Still.
could he see if the rug is magic?
He doesn't seem to see anything. He's still looking at it. I'm really confused. It's not magic. It's not showing up. As you are picking up
it's-
this rug.
Just a pelt.
Are there any like notes with it or
An envelope does fall out. It is a green envelope with a gold wax seal.
Lark, I think it's for you.
well, it was for Percy's dad, but let's read his mail.
Yay,
Mail fraud.
felonies.
Yeah, you probably pick up the letter with mage hand, float it over.
Open it.
It's a very simple letter in very lovely handwriting, and it just says, basically, Dear Mr. Kritzwald, we are aware that you are a purveyor of fine goods and work with a variety of companies. We are just getting started, and we would like to partner with you for the highest possible profit. We give this to you as a gift. Signed, the Ursa Regis Company.
Oh.
And that's it. There's
Mm-mm.
nothing else on the letter.
Mm-mm.
What the hell? What? The Bear King wants to be business partners with my dad?
No, he doesn't. You didn't pay attention to the language of the letter. He said it's a gift. If we've learned nothing from Lark, it's that gifts from the Fae are not ever just gifts.
That's true.
Yeah. So now can I burn it?
Lark, would that be like bad to like? Is he gonna seek vengeance upon us for destroying the bear skin or something?
Can I history check that?
Sure, you can history check it.
13.
Doing the punish a mortal for rejecting the gift of the Fae is more along the lines of an unseelie court thing to do as opposed to a seelie court thing. Generally, yes, the gifts can be just as tricksy, but if he were to reject the gift, there's a possibility that A, it's a Trojan horse for something else that's either already here or has been here. It's a distraction, or it legitimately is just a gift. Unseelie court are just as weird and strange and alien to you sometimes as the Fae in general are to mortals.
It could be just a gift to try getting on his good side. It could be a trick, a distraction, a diversion. Or it, I mean, the Seelie don't have the same reputation for spitefulness as we do, but yet again, the Bear King sent one of his lackeys to the Shadowfell to try stealing a portion of my soul, so pardon me if I don't put much stock in goodwill from him.
Burn the rug.
Okay. So yeah, I'll fire at it with the Dragonwing bow, but I will let it like create the flame ammunition rather than like firing a real arrow.
Yeah. And Rerek at this point will probably follow up with a few fire bolts of his own.
Yeah. Do you want me to attack roll?
No, just roll damage to see how much you do.
Okay. Oops. Rolly, rolly, roll. That is 9 piercing, 6 fire.
All right. Don't mind me. Just looking at things for no reason whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. Is that all?
Also, Lark's just talking while it happens. For someone who touts himself as a Seelie animal lord, it's rather morbid of him to send the skins of his people as gifts.
Right?
I mean, we would do the same thing, but we're upfront and honest about that part.
Yeah.
So as the arrow pierces into the rug, Rerek suddenly goes, "What?" As the rug rises into the air, roars like a bear, and starts swinging its paws before
There it
just
is.
starts flinging fire bolts, and it finally crumbles to ash.
Called it.
Look, it was bewitched.
It must have masked its magic because I didn't see it until we started burning it.
Mm-hmm. Is it dead? I'm just gonna like poke it, like the tip of my bow, like, is it dead?
It's basically a pile of ash, a few teeth, some tufts of fur that didn't manage to burn, but most of it is gone.
Percy's gonna cast a dispel magic on it just to be safe.
Yeah, as you do that, you do see the fur kind of curl in a little bit as if it's aging, and the teeth go a little more yellow, and the ash kind of blow around a little bit, but then
there's no like
nothing.
Other things on this box, like a return address, perhaps?
No, there doesn't seem to be a return address at all. It's just stamped with a nice official Ursa Regis Company. And the seal seems to be just a circle with a crown inside of it, and then there's some beautiful green vine knotwork. But other than that, it's just the stamp on the pine wood box.
Wonderful. So the Bear King is targeting my family for bear assassinations.
Well, we don't know if it was going to assassinate him or what it would have done if we had left it in the house.
Right. I mean, it could have just named him.
Yes. Or maybe it was supposed to spy on your father and report back.
True.
This is your fault with those seeds and what you did to Samantha and all of that nonsense.
How is any of this my fault?
Says the gentleman with an interdimensional wound on his side,
Well,
who evidently lives in
the
a
Bear
glass
King
house.
was looking for his soul, and I don't know, it's probably something to do with that. Why would he just all of a sudden be interested in my family?
Well, your father does have shipping connections. That part of the letter didn't lie.
True.
If you ask me, the most logical thing from my side of the field or board or however, whatever analogy you'd like to make, metaphor, etc. Your plane is in a bit of an upheaval, especially this part of Gothia, this part of town. And it's not that surprising that other people are trying to move in and get footholds while they can. Though, honestly, shameless of the Bear King to be so forward with it. And they're supposed to be the good ones, the kind ones.
Right.
We always look out for ourselves first.
I need to look into some. I'm gonna maybe use a sending spell really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think sending's a 3rd level spell. I think I am out of
Yes.
3rd levels, so I'm gonna use a 4th level sending.
Ooh. I
Which
don't think it changes
I
the
don't
spell.
think changes anything, but I don't have any 3rd level slots left. And I'm sending it to Alex, saying, "Hey, I hope you're good. Maybe could you look into protective wards or enchantments to put on the house? Just had an attack. Everyone is fine. Don't worry, but worried for the future."
I think that was over 25 words. At some
Sure,
point
I
it
can
cuts off.
find some way to mince that better, but
We hear it when you say this.
I think you have to say it out loud. I'm not sure.
Mark's
I
just
think
gonna
you
look.
can, like, whisper it,
Yeah.
because
Mark's
your
just gonna look
mom did that when she did the sending spell to keep your ex from licking the bedpans in the hospital. But yeah, you do get a response back of just, "I'll look into it, but I am going to be checking up on you. That sounds awful. See you later." And that's the response you get pretty immediately.
Yeah. But yeah. Okay.
Like,
Well,
utterly shameless of them. Even though, like, in the back of, we all know that nobody else saw the scene where Lark tried to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Nope.
Um,
Laughing in my head, but
You know, like, I even told Samantha what was going on when she attacked us. Or at least asked her if the Seelie were aware of the ongoing situations on the mortal plane. And this is what they do.
yeah, you'd think, like, not to be selfish here, but if the all of reality is at stake, with all this stuff, you think people would want to, like, help out a little bit more.
Yet it's the Unseelie Court helping you out instead of the, yet again, good guys.
We know life exists in a state of gray and morality, blah, 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 okay.
Though I suppose perhaps the Bear King just thought the easiest way to deal with things was to kill your whole family.
I mean, we did never really bring that back up, but no.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm firmly in the don't kill the Kreutzwald family camp.
Yes. Plus, didn't Rerek, your vision said that if something bad happened to them, it could even exacerbate the problem in the first place.
I mean, I didn't get that clear of a yes or a no, but it seems like time tends to run in cycles. It's possible this could just happen all over again.
Lovely. I don't know why I try.
We at least are safe from the rug.
Whatever that was.
So I'm gonna go get my family.
Okay.
I'll walk back out to the street where they are. I'll probably be holding the letter. And I'm like, so it was an evil rug. It's dead. Killed it, but apparently the Bear King from the Feywild wanted, and I mean this could be lies or anything, or I don't know, but he wanted to be a sort of business with you, Dad.
Why do I get the feeling that that was not what that was about?
Yeah, I mean the rug did come to life and it was gonna try to kill us, but we handled it pretty quick. But yeah, I'm just concerned now that this is sort of being brought back home.
Yeah. And I haven't really studied any protective magic. It's just been...
Yeah, I already sent word to Alex to maybe start looking into stuff we could put on the house.
I mean, there's one way you could possibly protect your house from the Bear King's influence, but you wouldn't get Percy.
We're not planting any seeds.
I mean, they're very effective.
No,
we're not. We have potentially more than one Samantha running around trying to kill us. We don't need any more.
Oh, I mean, no one's going to get snatched away by one. They'll just make sure that there are eyes and ears on your family's house at all times.
no.
Knowing who you work for, that's probably happening already. We have those cats anyways.
Wait a minute. What did you say?
Huh?
Cats?
Yeah, the cats everywhere, all the time. I don't know how you put up with this, Bella.
I mean, I barely put up with it, but you get used to it after a while.
How many cats are there exactly?
12.
And Percy, you? Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming I see the same number.
Yeah, you see the same number of cats.
Okay, what I'm getting at is I don't think we knew above game that he could see the cats now, because I don't think he told anyone.
Yes, I did.
He told us at the end of last session.
I told you immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did Arthur miss something? Like, what the fuck? Okay.
Well, perhaps you can train your cats to be more helpful.
I mean, I've been working on it. They can be helpful when I lose my scissors under the bed.
I'm sure that'll come in handy.
Well, I mean, you never know.
Yeah. Targeted by every extra-dimensional entity on all the planes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I officially am too sober for this.
Well, the house is safe now. I'll try to figure out something to make it safer. I'm tired.
Maybe we should just...
I don't really know how long I've been awake at this point.
Feels like a week.
The last time we took a rest was at the Teacup Princess's Carousel.
Interesting.
Oh yes, we left her trapped
Yeah,
in
that's a-
stasis. It was quite fun.
Why do you have to share these things with unsuspecting kind folk? Okay.
I mean, she was an ineffectual ruler. She's going to get what she deserves.
Right. So, bed?
Yes.
I think that might be good for all the sleep I'm sure I'll get.
Well, as long as no rugs come up to attack us, I guess we're as good as we can be right now. Yeah, we probably should get some rest.
Yeah, I think that's probably the wisest course of action at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And so you all head to bed. And surprisingly, for the first time in a while, your long rest is completely uninterrupted. No rugs come to life. No monsters come out of the dark. No strange visitations or visions or dreams. Just the normal stuff that happens when you sleep. And morning
That's
comes.
a welcome change.
And breakfast is being prepared as you all wake up. And it is morning.
Okay. I like to think Arthur probably was one of the first ones at the breakfast table, but not before he somehow managed to get his hands on a bottle of Howard's whiskey.
Yeah.
That he's decided is an appropriate breakfast beverage. Because you know how he do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Percy will walk back down. Be like, all right, well, we still need to pick up our purchases from the Copper Cauldron. Should probably talk to Alex. He seemed worried after that last message. He'll probably be by at some point, but then we can just head to the house.
May perhaps keep an ear open for talk of this Ursa Regis Shipping Company while we're in town.
Perhaps we can ask the owner of the Copper Cauldron if he knows.
Not a halfway bad idea.
All right. Well, we're gonna pop out and pick up our things. I'm guessing won't take too long. Alex might be by. We'll be back soon.
And your family seems to be completely okay with this, knowing that your comings and goings are quite natural. And you head out and off to the Copper Cauldron, which seems to be just opening.
Taking the whiskey with me,
Of course.
much to Howard's dismay, I'm sure. Okay. Copper Cauldron. It is. Let me look at my notes. I don't even remember what we did.
Yeah, I don't quite remember either. I know you turned over the Displacer Beast pelts
Yes.
for
tentacles.
stuff to be made.
And then something about armor. I was having armor made too.
Yes, I got +2 enchanted armor.
Yes. Although I think it was
What I-
light armor that you
Yes,
got.
it was light armor.
It was light +2 armor.
I think I just bought +1.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
That's what I bought. Oh, that's not a 1. There we go. Into the Copper Cauldron.
All right. Yep. So you go in and you see Goran, the big golden dragonborn, just setting up the cash register. Oh, first customers in. Welcome back. Hopefully your journey was good. I have been able to work quite extensively with the Displacer Beast pelt and the tentacles that you gave me. I was able to make I was only able to make one, sadly. There was just not enough material. But I was able to make a cloak of displacement. So it simply gives you the same sort of powers that a displacer beast would have, make you harder to hit because you are not appearing in the place where you should be. The tentacles, on the other hand, I was able to make into a whip. However, one side effect that I was unable to change is that these whips are I hesitate to say parasitic, but symbiotic. They only really function with the magic only seems to work quite the way that it should with a living nervous system. And so they attach to you, and you cannot remove them unless you break your attunement to them. But they are, in a sense, an extension of your body and living. But it is, for some, a price to pay to have them attached to you.
What do they do?
Bit odd, yeah.
It seems that the whip itself, the magic extends not only to the body, but to the mind. Being able to stun your foes and hurt them mentally as well as physically. I'm unsure of why this enchantment bubbled up from the flesh of the tentacle and that sort of thing, but this was more of an experiment than it was actually creating the most effective product. I'm sure I could create all kinds of whips with this, but I wanted to see what it could really do.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Did we? Oh, yeah. No, I did pay in advance. All right. Well, I thank you for your help. I guess we'll take what you've got, and I think we have some armor as well.
Yes, 2 sets of armor. I will go and fetch those while you pack away your. And he pulls out the 2 tentacles, which it almost looks like he just didn't mess with them in any way, shape, or form. They just literally look like the tentacles just freshly ripped out of the back of the displacer beast. But as you look closer at the base of the tentacles where you would grip them, there is a bit of a magical design that seems to be either tattooed or branded or scarred into the base of the tentacle where the handle would be, but it looks like not much else was done, at least outwardly. And he lays them both down on top of the displacer cloak, or the cloak of displacement would be its actual name. If you did want to look up the whip, because I did verbally describe it, I will say you know essentially what it does. It's Dern's Tentacle Whip from Eberron, DYRRN''S, if you would like to look it up. And you have 2 of those. And he does go and fetch the armor and bring them back. So you do have, the 2 of you do have your armors. And I believe you paid in advance for all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whip would still counts as a weapon, right? It wouldn't be a natural weapon.
No, it is still a weapon. Yeah.
A weapon. Okay.
A weapon.
There's that. Let me wear this cloak. Oh, hell yeah. Disadvantage on all attack rolls? Excuse me, what? What? That's fantastic. Okay. Yep. I'm totally cool with that. So 2 Dern's tentacle whips, which I don't know. I don't know if Arthur's going to be able to bring himself to use yet, but he's going to hold on to them because he realizes they're valuable.
And I would say you would probably only be able to attune to one of them.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, at that point, unless anyone else in the party feels like they really desire one, can I just like sell one of them back to him or see if there's anything he wants to trade?
Well, I don't exactly have a lot that might interest you. I still have that helm of comprehending languages. I still have, you guys didn't buy the lantern, did you? The lantern of revealing?
No, I don't think so.
I don't really have anything other than that.
Okay, that's fine then. If you don't mind, could I leave this with you?
Oh, yes, I will certainly find a buyer for this magnificent weapon. I believe I would have given you, I'm trying to think of what I technically sold it to you for.
I have no idea. I can't even find like a cost on the page I found.
Yeah.
I didn't remember. I want to say the whole shebang, like to make everything was a couple hundred gold. I think 300. But yeah.
I will take it back off of your hands for 100 gold.
That sounds fine.
So you get 100 gold back and he takes the whip and stashes it under the counter. I will try and find a buyer, but who knows?
Right. Precisely. Well, thank you at any rate.
Mm-hmm. Is there any other business that you all would have with me or simply want to browse?
No,
You wouldn't happen to have heard of a new upstart company around town, have you, Ursa Regis?
No, I don't believe so.
Well, I have it on good authority, darling, that they're utterly despicable, disreputable sorts. I wouldn't do any business with them if I were you at all.
Oh, I will certainly keep that in mind.
Wonderful.
Yes. I do tend to do a lot of research on companies that I use, and I tend to only work with those with an established reputation. So it seems like it might have been a while before I would have worked with them, but if you are telling me that they are despicable, then I will certainly not accept any offers from them.
They send booby-trapped gifts to people's homes.
Oh, that is unfortunate and despicable, yes. I will certainly not be using their services then. Thank you for warning me.
I do what I can. We're all friends here, aren't we?
We certainly are.
Well, fellas, oh, Arthur.
Yeah, no, sorry, I'm just reading something. You can only have 3 attuned magical items, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I can't even attune with the whip anyway, because I'm going to need to attune with that cloak. Which, if you guys don't mind giving us some time to chill. But what were you going to say, Lark?
I could take the cloak off your hands. I can't wear armor.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep the cloak. You're welcome to use the whip if you like.
I don't know how to use whips.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, there's very few magical items above game. There's few magical items that sorcerers can actually use.
Right. Okay.
Well,
I'll just hold on
to
it
it. We
for
have
a while.
no weapon or armor proficiency.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense though, because you have like all the spells.
Not really. The sorcerer spell list is ridiculously tiny.
Yeah. We do have some like very special magic items that we can get, but we haven't run into any yet.
Actually, your oh wait, no. I guess
The
you're
Fey Wild Shard technically is one of the shards you can get as a sorcerer,
yeah.
but it's like probably like the worst of them because it just gives you a wild magic surge.
Yeah.
But it's flavorful and thematic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Unless, does Gordon have anything from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything specifically for sorcerers randomly in his shop?
At the moment, no.
It was worth a shot.
It really was, though. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm good. I just need a little bit of time to rest. And wait a minute, above game. Did I actually get rid of devotionals to St. Oscar and St. Jenny? I think I gave those to the Archbishop.
I don't remember you doing so. I remember you talking about doing so, but I don't remember you actually following through and doing that.
Oh, yeah. So I just kind of didn't. Okay. Well, that's fun.
I think you guys wanted to at some point figure out if you could unfuck the items since they were made with really bizarre ink that cursed people into horrible things. But you didn't do that at any point.
Oh, and you're right, I didn't. And I still haven't done, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my inventory now. I still haven't done anything with my angel feather. We traded Percy's away.
I think we've gotten rid of Percy's and Rerek's and the head.
Yes.
Yeah, we did get rid of the head. I do remember that.
Oh wait, does that mean I still have an angel feather? Or was I just the one with the head?
I think you wanted the head.
Yeah.
Okay, well, so then Wizard's Top Hat, maybe? Just do a little shopping journey.
Sure.
Okay.
Hey.
I don't really need to put that in my inventory. I can go over here.
All right.
I'm gonna have to make cards for those.
So off to the Wizard's Top Hat.
Yes, sir.
Once again, you come back to the very familiar herbs, growing on shelves in the walls, the various alembics and chemistry sets and alchemy things scattered around, the people making potions on the floor, as well as Martin Tops himself in his magnificent stage magician's outfit, sauntering over. Well, hello again. Have you come to clean me out of healing potions, or is there anything else that you are interested in?
Potentially. I'm so glad to see that you remember us. I've got this, and I think it actually still was in my pack. So I'll just like pull the angel feather out, I guess.
Interesting. Where did this come from? And what exactly is it?
Oh, okay. Well, so this is it's a feather from a fallen angel that we encountered in our travels.
Well, you certainly have been on some very interesting adventures indeed. I am unsure as to what I can do with it. There's not a lot of research on that. I mostly stick with the herbs and things that tend to be from around here, and maybe a few from far off lands, but nothing too extra dimensional.
Okay, well, I just figured I would ask. Yeah, healing potions actually sounds like not too bad an idea. Does anybody else need while we're here?
I'm still good on healing, but I guess if you have any particularly interesting potions that have different effects, I'd be interested.
Like the ones that make you burn butterflies?
I definitely have a few of those, and they are on the house as always. And he opens up his magician's cloak to reveal various vials of random potions.
I'm totally down. I'm just gonna go for it.
The blue one. Yep, so you pull that one. Anyone else like one?
I've got enough mixing around in here already. I don't want to exacerbate the problem.
I forget. I think I'm the only one who has a chaotic alignment.
Oh, I mean, I have one too, but Lark's just gonna be like, I mean, I appreciate the offer, but accepting food from strangers is not a good idea where I'm from, so I will politely have to pass.
Worked out for me so far. And he just like downs the potion.
Rerek is gonna just go, I think I'm gonna pass this time. Wasn't too fond of burping butterflies. They tasted
Lame.
weird coming up.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So you down the potion. Trying to think of what effect would happen as you down this blue potion.
Mm-hmm.
You down this potion, and at first it doesn't feel like anything happens, which is a little bit disappointing. But then your stomach churns.
Oh no.
You feel a bit sick, like going to vomit sick.
Oh no. It's like that time I ate mushrooms all over again.
And then, yeah, you're going to vomit. Something's coming up.
Oh, good.
And you, and it's weird. It's like your mouth fills up with some kind of, it's not a liquid. It's a solid, slimy, sticky, squishy something.
Yeah.
And then finally it out of your mouth. It is a sapphire blue frog.
Oh.
That then hops away. Well, that's never happened before. That's a first. Can I have that vial back? I may want to see if I can replicate that.
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Great. And he takes his vial and puts it back in. Wonderful. So
Lark's
now
just
that we've
gonna lean over to Percy and be like, did he just openly admit to not knowing what the potions he gives out for free do to people?
It is a bit alarming. Yeah.
Although I do taste like frog now.
well, the healing potion front has been a bit slow, so we only have about 5 regular healing potions. That'll probably run you. I forget what I priced my potions at. I think it was close to like maybe a gold or something for a few of them.
Sure, I can live with that.
Yeah.
Let's call it 10 gold for the 5 potions. That
Sure.
works.
Yeah.
I'll take all 5.
Yeah, it'll. Yep. All right. And he actually gives you the crate with it. If you want to take the crate, you can take the crate. Easy for carrying.
I'll pass. I'm just going to stuff them in Jasmine's little saddlebag over here.
All right, then. So is there anything else that you are specifically looking for? Any specific potions that I might be able to make for you?
I don't know a lot about potions. So
I don't either.
Once again, do you just have any other things with different effects that maybe more useful than spitting out a frog? But I'm in the market for.
Let's see what we have here. Flipping to the, okay. Well, we still have the potion of Divination, it makes you quite small. That one hasn't sold. We do also, we have just finished brewing a potion of animal friendship, which is quite nice. It's definitely been a popular one amongst the richer clientele that buy themselves exotic animals and wish for ease of training, not realizing how much work it takes. But it is quite a popular potion, if you would like it. But other than that, we don't really have anything in at the moment.
You don't have any love potions for...
All right.
No, I mean, I'm just saying our dear Percy here has been a very busy boy lately, kissing people across the plains.
Mm-hmm.
But they aren't calling him back. He needs help, darling.
I'm
The
sorry,
interdimensional bachelor.
We don't have any love potions, unfortunately. And there are certain rules and regulations that we have to follow, of course, due to the Alchemy Guild, and that is one of them. We can't actually make them. That would be against guild code.
Oh, boo.
Right?
It's against the code of ethics. It has to do with consent.
What's ethics?
Oh dear.
Right. Too much.
Anyway, well, we are simply not allowed to make them.
We don't have this word where I'm from. What is ethics?
It's simply a standard that we have to live up to, a treating potential customers and employees and other things with the respect that every human being has or should be given. So removing somebody's ability to consent to an effect such as falling in love with someone is considered unethical, and so we're not allowed to make those potions.
Okay, and we're just going to step outside real quick before he says something I'll regret.
Well, it was lovely to have your patronage again. Hopefully we will have more interesting potions soon.
Before we go, have you heard about a new business operation in town?
No, I have not.
There's a new shipping company on the rise by the name of Ursa Regis. Despicable cads. You shouldn't do business with them at all. They send booby traps to people.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm one for pranks and jokes and silly things, but never really booby traps. I'll be sure to avoid them.
Yes. Horrible business partners.
Sounds like it. Well, if that would be all, I thank you for your patronage. And he kind of gives a twirl and a bow of his top hat and goes back to check on his employees that are mixing on the floor.
Cheers. All right, boys. Well, so now I have the odd problem of sorting out what to do with this whole extra suit of armor. Is there like
suit of armor?
Percy? Yeah, not like iron armor, but my old armor.
Oh, I mean, I was just going to put it in my room at home.
I mean, yeah, okay. You don't know of any like smith or leather worker or something who might be able to take it off my hands? I mean, what do I need it for? I've got old bows and short swords I don't use.
You are a bit of a hoarder.
I collect things. You get that way when you work in my business.
I mean, I'm looking through that document you sent me forever ago, Spencer, of like all the shops, and I don't really know where I would
don't think there
that.
is, and like there's not really an armor and weapons smith in the city of Darkmoor. That would probably be Mourning. The city of Mourning might have stuff like that, just because it's a big city and it has a lot of the kind of Gothian military there, specifically because it has the grand cathedral, and so it needs to be guarded and things of that nature.
Right.
But here in Darkmoor, there doesn't seem to be any weaponsmiths or armor smiths or things like that.
Fair enough.
There's a dress shop and haberdashery.
As much as I fancy a new hat, I don't think that's what's going to be most beneficial in this moment. So I'll just hold on to them for now. I suppose it's not urgent.
Speaking of holding on to things, Arthur,
Mm-hmm.
you still have your feather. Just
Mm-hmm.
a thought, if we keep running across aunties, you should probably keep a hold of that, because it's a pretty useful bargaining chip.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. And why do I not find the idea of running into another set of tags comforting?
Well, I mean, we're going with
Yes,
them to
don't
the
remind
wall.
me.
And there's
I'm aware.
still a coven of them up north that we may or may not have to deal with at some point.
If I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I said don't remind me, but you did. So now we're here.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to head home again to talk to my cousin and see my family off. But after that, we should just head to the house.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything better to do right at this very moment.
So we'll
Do
head back
I have
home.
anything to check on? Where are we at in town?
You're still on the high street.
The high street, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is there a way that we could swing past the old Drindhall house on our way out of town?
Where we found Rosie?
Yeah, I just need to check on something real quick, because it's been a little bit of time since we
Sure.
Rosie.
Is this one of those things that one of us doesn't fully explain to everyone else that almost gets us killed again? Or
I don't know what you're talking about, darling. Nothing I failed to fully explain has come close to killing us.
Samantha.
Darling, Samantha barely scratched any of us. She's weak as fuck.
okay, not the point. And let's go.
So you return to the Kritzwald family home. And indeed, Alex is there speaking with Belladonna, as it seems that they were going to head out, but you all have arrived, and he greets you. Oh, hey, was just about to, take her to class,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Like lean and look out the window at like the smoldering like ash where we blew up the box yesterday.
Yeah. So I have done a bit of research. There are a few options, not a lot of them. They're oftentimes expensive and impermanent, needing to be recast continually, and oftentimes very small, such as spells like Magic Circle.
Okay.
There is a spell that might work. It is very, very expensive, and I believe it is more on the clerical side of things, called Forbiddance.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's anyone who has the power to cast it, but it is quite powerful. Not only is it supposed to prevent them from entering to some degree, but if they do manage to get inside, it will physically harm them until they manage to leave or they die.
Okay.
We will have to put in some workarounds for any kind of points to Lark. Since the spell can specifically target creatures of varying types. But I'm sure we can work out something that the spell would not harm your allies,
Right.
or any allies that you bring from other planes. But it is, I believe, rather expensive to cast.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I can talk to the Archbishop about that at some point. Yeah, I'll get that in motion. Thanks for doing the books.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's what I'm in
Doing
school for.
the books is what he said.
Yes. So you guys are about to go to class?
Yep.
All right. We're just stopping by really to sort of drop things off, and we're gonna head back to the house. But I'll be in touch.
All right. I certainly hope so, especially with everything that's been going on, apparently.
Yeah. Stay safe. I kind of say it like to both of them.
Yeah, I'll definitely try.
It's scaring me that this is coming here now. It's always been sort of something that I ventured out to. I don't like that it's coming home.
Yeah, it is kind of alarming. But I'm sure it's nothing that we can't deal with at the moment.
Yeah.
So at least I hope so. Well, I'll see you later. I don't want to be late.
Yeah. So
And
we'll
the two of
give
them
him a hug and wave goodbye.
Yep, and they head off down the road towards the Staff of Night.
Yeah. And all right, so I'm just gonna change into the new armor. And we can get on the road. I guess make a pit stop at the old rental house.
Sure.
So yeah.
I mean, who knows what's waiting for us there? So that'll be a fun little refresher back into the realm of what the fuck's gonna kill us behind this door in a strange house.
Yeah.
You're all so pessimistic, darlings. I just wanted to see how they're doing.
Uh-huh. Yep. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I'm gonna change, so we'll do that, and then we'll walk back downstairs, say goodbye to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't accept any mail from the Bear King while we're gone.
All right, I'll keep an eye out.
All right. Well, we'll be back soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know, we just hopped from one dangerous plane to another dangerous plane, and yet neither of those filled me with the same sense of dread as the idea of going to your house again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you know, that they weren't world-ending adventures. Whereas, you know, this one, since he won't let us just kill his sister.
I mean, the Shadowfell and the Feywild are knowable for me.
Did you just say that in front of my dad?
Yeah.
I feel like you guys would be a little bit out of earshot. Maybe walking down the road at this point.
It's probably good. It's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah.
No filter.
Yeah, so we'll go to Rosie's house.
Yep. You meander your way back to the old Drintal house, opening the door back into the dark and dingy flower shop that once was. And yes, your bitter blooms are growing and blooming.
Ah, So this is what you were wanting to check on.
Yes. I planted them when we found Rosie just to see if they would thrive here. And they're not doing too poorly. I'm going to cast Druidcraft on a few of them.
Yeah, they take to the druid craft and kind of grow a little bit, their leaves expanding and curling out more, the flowers opening a little bit wider, a little bit more of the color coming to the petals and the leaves and things of that nature. So yeah, they could be doing a lot better, but they could be doing a lot worse.
Yes.
This is kind
And
of
so I was just so what do these do? Just like eat unsuspecting passersby or what?
Yeah, well, I shouldn't say no exactly, because you never can be certain what these flowers do when they bloom, based on
The
mechanics.
fates.
But there's no corpse buried underneath them, so I don't know if they'll be able to spawn any more fairies, but there's enough lingering regret in this house to let them live perfectly fine. I'm gonna pluck one and like tuck it behind an ear.
Mhm.
While they have a little convo, this all of a sudden makes Percy remember like his blood killed a flower. So like I think I'm gonna like walk over to a regular. I'm sure there's like other plants in here, right?
Yeah.
I'll
Alright,
go
all
to
the other
some
plants
other
are dead.
regular flower and I'm gonna like prick my finger a little bit and drop some blood on it to see if it kills it.
Weirdly, nothing seems to happen.
What the actual fuck are you doing?
The Queen said my blood killed a flower. It doesn't look very dead to me.
I mean, I'm sorry. Do you expect your blood to vaporize at the moment it touches?
I don't know. What are the rules there?
I mean, the bitter bloom that had your blood in it got snatched up by a quickling and delivered to the queen before it eventually died.
Right. Plus, we don't know what kind of magic she may have worked on it. So, I mean, but good on you for the research there that you're doing.
Thanks.
You want to write that down?
Mm-hmm. So did we get what we came here for, Lark?
I just wanted to check on their progress, a little druid craft, maybe, and he's going to cast shape water and just water them briefly from like the hole in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
He's just going to be like moving puddles with some shape water. He's very much like Lark takes better care of plants than he does of people most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just going to be like, if no one's going to use the space, I might as well turn it into a little home away from home, as it were.
You know, something can't stop me from thinking that if you were half as attentive to your exes as you are to these plants, that perhaps they wouldn't all be dead.
Well, that's not fair. We've only run into 2 of them so far, and one of them I didn't even know died, and the other, it really was his fault.
All right, I suppose I don't know what went on, but it's odd.
Morning Dew made the mistake of trying to get between me and my siblings. So Prank decided to show him what happens when that happens.
Which is death.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Again, just clarifying. I'm gonna have a pipe for a minute if you want to have some alone time with your children. I'm just gonna break out. I'm gonna step outside and break out the pipe of monster creation?
The pipe of smoke monsters.
Smoke monsters. Yes, that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just smoking on a pipe.
Is
All right.
Percy still in the room with me?
I guess.
In Sylvan, I'm just going to be like, Granther, if you can hear this, to take care of Rosie, don't forget to water her, and with more than just blood. She's a mortal plant. She's a little delicate. I'm not expecting a response, but every time Mark's just going to be like, and then he's just going to be like,
Yeah, and so you mosey back on out down the alleyways and streets back to the main road and back across the fields into the woods and back up to the gate of the house, of which you haven't been in for quite some time. You walk up the long drive past the carriage house and up to the fork in the road, where you see there are lightning strike marks on some of the trees. Pretty obvious, but high up. And from the side, that would go towards the lake house.
Is that new? Are the lightning strikes new?
Yes, they are.
And they're headed towards the lake house.
Keen smell? Shits and gigs?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Balls. Oh, 17.
Yeah, it's not the strongest of smells since it is a ways to the lake house, but it seems there is a lot of almost an ozone-y smell that you would smell after a lightning bolt had struck, as well as fish and frog, some of which has been burnt.
Oh.
Frog. Isn't the way to that building past the frog village?
Yeah.
Frog Village is the lake house, or it's right around there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. From what Jasmine can smell, sounds like someone was making frog legs.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, the last time we talked to Queen Croak, we did make a bit of an alliance. So I guess we should check in on them.
Sort
Are you
of.
telling me that someone committed a small genocide on this property and it wasn't us this time?
Oh my god.
I really wish you hadn't reminded me of that, but potentially I don't know. Before we start, or I guess as we start walking, primeval awareness.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't used that in forever.
Yeah, you still get that gigantic blotting out of the sun sort of sense from directly underneath of you.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it is very gross, and I'm actually going to check the typing of something. Don't worry.
It's not deadly at all.
No. It is farther back. You don't sense anything else.
Okay. So just I
or
guess
at least
as we're
I
walking,
should say nothing new, because I think you would still, since it's 5 miles, you would sense the undead at the stables.
Yeah.
Probably still some undead in the house.
Yep.
There's aberrations in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
And of course underneath the house. So you don't sense anything new, is what I should say.
Okay. I'd like to think Arthur just probably kind of like falters a little bit while he's walking, and like because of the sensing the giant, then just like, forgot about that.
Oh, the what?
Oh, just the giant world-crushing monster that's living under your house. I decided to reach out to see if I could sense anything. I sort of had forgotten that was there and how potent it was.
Right.
Ugh. You know what? I think this calls for a shot or two of whiskey, so he's probably going to pull the rest of that whiskey he stole from Percy's dad out of his bag.
Yep.
I'm just going to take a lark's eye view and see what's... yes, I'm going to fly into the air and see if I can get a better vantage point of the lake house.
Mm-hmm. As you fly up and look,
oh my,
there has been immense destruction of the frog village. Houses smashed, mud everywhere, big rocks flung this way and that way. And the lake house itself is leaning even more to the side, and the chimney has completely fallen off. There are not as many frog people walking around as you'd expect. In fact, you see what looks like an open mass grave. You also see along the lake shore various what appear to be pikes of various lengths, crudely made from wood, speared through what appear to be some kind of fish person. And there's probably close to 150 of those in various groupings along the way.
Have there been fish people here the entire time that we didn't know because we haven't gone in the water?
I mean,
Yeah, Lark's gonna descend and be like, "Did you guys? It's a massacre down there."
Do we see any of this at this point?
Not unless you've started walking towards the lake house.
I mean, yeah, we've started walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, as Lark descends, you probably round the corner and see the long way down the road, the destruction. Trees have been knocked over, broken, and you do see a small cluster of these pikes with these weird fish people that have been skewered onto them.
There's a mass grave over there.
that's
What
comforting.
happened? Well, the frogs were aggressive at their kindest times.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think it's safe to approach them?
I mean, I don't see why not, but we don't speak frogs.
Are there any living frogs left?
From flying around, there might have been a few that you saw, but not very many left.
You can talk in tongues, Percy.
Yes, I can.
Bullywugs, that's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm trying to see. Yeah, okay. I was like, all right, I guess we'll talk to them. But I'll cast tongues on myself.
I think as you guys are walking, I don't think Rerek does have comprehend languages.
It's comprehend languages, yeah.
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 I think he's going to. Yeah, I'll just make him use a spell slot. It's fine. And he's going to cast it on himself so that he can understand what you guys are saying. And yeah, as you walk, there is a lot of mud that has been flung this way and that way. It's effectively ruined the lakeside up until the lake house. And you do see the destruction of the lake house. You also see that there is a large mound that has been covered by some kind of, I hesitate to say cloth, but a mishmash of sticks and twigs and wood and cloth and other things that's next to the lake house that would have been hard to see from the air due to all of the foliage on top of it. But now that you're on the ground and you see it, it is definitely a mound of some kind. And you begin to look, and you do eventually start to see these frog people almost wandering around as if in a daze. And you only see maybe 5 of them in total down the lake shore. There's barely anyone left.
Oh my.
Cool. Wow. So we don't know what's under the mound, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Would it?
Can't wait to find out.
Is there a way for us to go up to it unnoticed?
I mean, the frogs are basically in a complete and utter daze at this point.
I'll still make a stealth check over there to try to not anger them, but yeah, I got 18. And I'll just walk over and lift up the covering.
Yeah, as you get close to this covered mound with wood and cloth and things of that nature, you look down and you see actually poking out and snaking, I should say, out from under the fabric, at least on the side that you were approaching, appear to be two long tentacles just laying limply on the ground.
What sort of tentacle?
Oh, you know, the tentacle kind.
Oh, great. Cool. Awesome.
So when I uncover it, what do I see?
You pull up the edge of this almost tarp and look under it. And at first you jump because it is three huge eyes, each about this big, staring at you from eye stalks that are poked out of this head. And you jump, but they don't move and there's no life behind them. They're just staring, empty and soullessly. And as you look, it's very hard to tell what this thing is from just what little you've gotten. And you let the tarp drop.
What the hell is that?
What was what?
The
What-
thing
what-
you guys like that. The eyes and the tentacles.
That's not normal
Um,
here.
No, Lark, it's not.
This isn't some common mortal plane fish.
No.
Mm-mm. Can I have Jasmine smell it? See if it smells familiar.
Sure.
Smell it.
Does it look like we've seen those photos of Dorothy was her name? The matriarch, what was her name?
Dorothea.
Dorothea, like nursing a weird little squid. Does it look like a big one of those?
No, it does not.
No? Okay.
It does not look like a mind flayer squidling.
Mind flayers. That's what they were. 20 on Jasmine's nose.
She sniffs it and it's
Excuse me.
unfamiliar, but there is a slight hint of familiarity that's kind of mixed with it.
Wait,
It
does it look like
reminds her-
Butler? The little kind of.
No, it does
Oh,
not look like
okay.
Butler. There is an ever so slight hint of Queen Croak.
Is
Oh.
this Queen Croak?
I mean, Jasmine says that it smells like her, like just the slightest little bit, but the rest is completely foreign.
Go ask one of these frogs.
Yeah, we're gonna. I'll just approach the nearest frog person.
I'll go check. And Lark's gonna Lark's gonna like flit over to the mass grave. I'm going to go start trying to see if she's in here.
You can
I'll
make me
just,
an investigation check if you'd like. Well, I'll let you choose.
I'll just
Perception
be
or
here.
investigation. Perception is just kind of like flying over the hole and looking in. Investigation would be flying as close as possible and maybe pushing bodies aside. I'll let you choose what Lark does and then roll accordingly.
I got a 12 for a perception check to see if I can spot Queen Croak and her jewelry.
Yeah, you don't see Queen Croak and her jewelry. You know that she would be pretty easy to spot, even since the bullywugs seem to be very, very similar and very hard to tell apart from one another, save for their clothes. Queen Croak's size alone would tip you off to her presence, but there's none. There is no Queen Croak-sized body that you can see in the mass grave.
I'll call over and be like, I don't think she's in here. And I'm gonna kind of drift down closer to it.
Okay. Arthur's just kind of standing there picking his teeth with a dagger. Like, that's it. He just doesn't know what to do.
So you approach one of the frog people,
Yes.
Percy. This one, I think, would be like almost standing in a daze with its feet in the water as the lake water comes up and laps at it and moves away ever so slowly, just staring into the middle distance.
Sure. I'll just kind of approach and like, hi, excuse me, are you okay?
She was supposed to ascend.
Queen Croak? Are you talking about Queen Croak?
Yes.
What happened here?
The fish people lied.
The fish people. What did the fish people lie about?
Queen Croak wanted to ascend. She should have. She is the rightful queen. So she found the fish people. She kept them. They could make her into a god. And then she didn't. She killed us all. And we killed the fish people. And he's just,
Right.
he hasn't even turned to look at you. He's just staring off into the lake.
Are there more fish people in the lake?
I don't know.
Is there anything we can do to help you?
It's all over. It's all gone. And at this point, he does kind of just tip forward and face plant into the water, but he's a frog, so it's fine. It just kind of floats there, bobbing on the water.
Right.
You are muted.
Oh.
Yofi. Oh, okay.
How deep is the mass grave?
Hard to tell with the amount of bodies that have been jammed into this thing. It's hard to tell how deep it is.
I'm just gonna like drift down and be like, this is a mortal. Like I'm just gonna whisper, this is a mortal custom, isn't it? Some flowers for the dead. And I'm just gonna pull the flower from behind my ear and shake it to see if it drops any seeds. Or I could pull them out of my pocket, I guess.
You could.
Yeah, I'll pull a few out of my pocket and flick them with a druid craft to help them grow.
Yep, the flowers do begin to grow and begin to bloom. If you'd like, since you're just grabbing a handful and tossing them, roll me 2d12 and tell me the number.
All righty. 7 total.
So it seems 7 of these seeds seem to take root and begin to grow into flowers.
So Percy's gonna walk back away from this frog person. I think I'm actually gonna walk towards the mass grave and sort of kneel down at it and say some prayers. I think if you'll allow me, maybe even cast gentle repose on like the collective, if that's possible.
I think you can only target a single corpse. They're
That's
big
so
enough.
sad.
It's not like, I mean, if maybe the cranium mice in the lab died, I'd allow you to kind of target them all, but these are big enough that one spell would not be enough to target them all. You'd have to do them all individually.
Cool. Well, I don't have enough spell slots for that. So
You doing that thing where you feel bad for dead people again?
you have to honor the dead. I think this is such like a sort of phenomenal death here that Percy might even fully like take out his like priest pack and set up some candles and like
just going back to the old things that you know work.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Lark's at one edge and he's just casting mold earth and trying to fill it in. And he's throwing them on his seedlings first to make sure that they get some good. Is it sand or is it dirt?
It's almost like a muddy sand with a lot of gravel in it. So it's still like earth, but it's probably not going to grow plants very well.
I mean, these are very hardy plants.
True.
So yeah, Lark's over there just literally trying to bury a mass grave. Ugh.
Yeah.
I can move
Percy.
5 cubic feet of earth at a time.
Yeah.
Percy's Neil's saying, Hypatia, guide them, please. The Raven Queen, take mercy on their souls. And say, probably this is a pretty extensive, like 10-minute little ceremony Percy does. Percy is as a grave cleric, is very honoring of death. But after that, I'll stand up and be like, the bullywug over there told me that the Queen Croak made a deal with these fish people. I'm not sure. He said that she found the fish people. I'm not certain if they've been here all along or if she summoned them somehow. They were supposed to help her ascend. And apparently the fish people lied and turned her into that thing. And she turned and slaughtered all of her own people.
Well, so that solves the problem with the bullywugs then, yeah?
I mean, they weren't a huge problem, and if anything, it was somewhat of a relief to have something else on the grounds that I knew wasn't an undead or aberration trying to kill us.
Well, there are undead that aren't trying to kill us over at the
stables.
The stables. They have horses and servants that live in the stables that are undead that are nice.
Right.
I mean, could one of you grab a shovel, by the way? This is, even for me, this is a bit of work.
Yeah, absolutely not.
No. Percy will grab a shovel and help. This is a tragedy.
We are going to be here all day. I'm gonna take a nap. You guys just let me know when you're done.
Like, how much is 5 cubic feet of earth? Probably.
It's a pretty hefty amount.
Yeah,
a lot less than a mass grave.
Yeah, it's going to be a bunch of those, but it's still probably better than Percy's doing with this shovel.
It's a little bit less than a person on each side.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, in bags of potting soil, like how many bags of potting soil that might be, because you
usually
kind of have an
3.
idea.
Most bags of potting soil are like 20 pounds. 10 are small, bigger are like 20 to 40 or 50 pounds.
Regardless, we take like an hour and fill in this
it's a
grave.
lot, but finally, after a good long while of shoveling and casting mold earth and that, you do finally manage to at least cover the mass grave. It is so packed that once you get it level with the rest of the beach around it, there are still frog bodies that are poking up a little bit outside of the mass grave, but finally you do manage to get it covered. And at that note, on that somber note, we end this week's episode standing in front of a freshly buried mass grave of unfortunate frog people. So please join us next week as we figure out what else has changed in the Dark House and what else still needs to be done to prevent the end of the world. We'll see you all next week.